There are times where the shorter time frames signal a higher time frame upside. In this case, we may be in the preparation of a bullish buy formation breakout, which can lead to an even bigger time frame breakout prep, and it could be realized in the sessions ahead. Welcome back to the channel on this happy Monday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into ticker symbol ASRE. Let's kill 'em, team. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and dive into ticker symbol ASRE. What we are observing here is the monthly time frame, because the last time we observed this ticker, we were going over the probabilities of what can happen upon the closure of this monthly candle, right? So that would be signaling a potential reversal. In this case, I'm not afraid to even mention here that, if I can just get volume out of the way down there. There we go. I'm not even afraid to mention here that this is kind of looking bull flaggy, right? So that's looking pretty good. Upon the closure of this candle here, this was the opening, right? It resisted from the monthly time frame SMA 100 and ended up closing right down here near 31.67. The reason price action came back down to that 27, maybe even 26, that 26-cent low that we just recently saw, was in respects to the SMA 10, or it can actually be realized by observing the potentially the EMA 7 or the EMA 9, right? So if we display those and take a let's see, actually they're serving as a pretty nice resistance at this point. Okay, yeah, so actually that tells us that we do have some pretty nice resistance time frames in the way. I know that you can't see it. Sorry about that. We can do it just like this here, right? So that you can see what I am observing. If this ever decides to let me click it. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Yeah. So I was under the impression that we could have seen the EMA 7 and 9 down here near the SMA 10, but very curiously enough, we're actually seeing it as a resistance right now. But it's no problem. The reason why I say that is because this is already 1, 2, and 3. Well, I guess it would be 1, 2, and 3 closures upside of this SMA 10, and this could be the one to be the fourth time for it to break out, or for it to continue on to the upside. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple things here. Let me just go ahead and come back to this chart here. There we go. And let's go ahead and move on to the next chart, right? So yes, this is a macro time frame bullish formation. Let's go ahead and bring this down to a 5-day time frame, so medium time bullish formation. So in this case, we are observing here a descending channel. And if you take a trend line from the top side of the channel to the very bottom side of the channel and apply it to the supposed area of breakout, that gives you an implied target or a price objective, right? So now both of these are indicating a pretty nice upside. In this case, this as well, right? We have a declining volume here with declining price. That usually is bullish sentiment, right? That's giving you that there is a potential loss of strength for the bear case. And there could be a pretty nice upside to be figured. Now, if we count the times that we've touched the resistance, you'll notice here that we are in the preparation of getting a true breakout test. So this is test 1, 2, and this is test 3. So you can see here that we are now presently in the midst of test number 4, or maybe even test number 5. This 5-day candle has 1 day and 16 hours to close, and it would close upside of the mean of the channel itself, which would be very, very bullish. Now, the price objective here is suggesting 54.93. I have the Gaussian channel located here because of its target at the mean band, almost 53 cents. So it is rhyming very nicely, right? So let's go ahead and kind of put that down just like that. Something like that is okay, right? So this is the resistance that we would be looking at in the event were we to break out from this channel, right? So, I mean, honestly, the first resistance level that we could be facing could be somewhere around 35.75. I mean, it could go higher still, right? So I would say let's put a range to it. 35.75. Let's mark it off, right? I'm going to give you the total resistance range. I think the top side of these candles here could do it to about, I think I would have to come down a little shy of those. I would say about 38.26 at the opening of this candle here. Okay, so that would be the resistance range to come back down and validate the support here, or conversion of resistance into support before a continuation to the upside. And again, team, I apologize about my voice. It's still a little sore, right? But I will be back to normal pretty soon. So let's go ahead and move on to the next chart here, because these are all positive signals. Now, even closer timeframes. Let's look at the bi-hourly time frame here. And you can see that there are already some very bullish things happening. First of all, the bi-hourly time frame has the SMA 50 and the SMA 100 acting as support now. We have been riding below those for quite some time. This is the blue line and the teal line, right? The teal representing the SMA 50, the dark blue one representing SMA 100 in the bi-hourly time frame. Right, so yeah, you can see here that we've been riding below the SMA 100 since about October 3rd. It's a little over a month that we've been riding beneath both of these moving averages, and now we crossed upside of them, right? And now we're using them as support. We're validating it. What's curious is that both of these moving averages are also sharing the regression of what could be a pennant. A bull pennant, right? So there are several targets for us to observe within this. The one being the most popular one, being the center of the triangle, right? So you go ahead and take a trend line from that, from the top side of the very bottom side, and apply it to the supposed area of breakout. They usually break out around 65 to 75% to the apex. So I would say somewhere around here, which could be tomorrow. I'm not sure that it's going to happen, but it could, right? Sorry, November 7th. Yeah, it could be tomorrow. Oh my goodness. All right, so that would be taking us to a target of about 38.33. And let's see. So 38.33 is very familiar because we just talked about it. 38.26 was the discretionary resistance that we just spoke of upon breaking out of this, so we can come back and validate the support conversion. So that's looking pretty consistent. Okay, and let's see. If we were, this is the topside target from the medium price objective, right? So if we were to break out from here, we have to take into consideration a trend line from there too, right? So we would apply it right over here, and then this would tell us that we would resist right at about, let's highlight this. All right, cool. 35.45. Okay, so that has a lot to do with our discretionary resistance here that we've been talking about for quite some time. 35.45. Yeah, 35.45 to about 36.52. And this is suggesting 35.78. And now the topside target would be figured by taking a trend line from the very back of the formation itself all the way to the very bottom of it. And then we apply this to that same breakout point. So in this case, you can see here that it's already taking us to some familiar targets. 42.29 is what it suggests. 43.11 is what it's suggesting. Our resistance level that we had already prior to this was 42.99 to 42. Okay, so of course we have other targets to look at, but these are the ones that are most pertinent, right? So we can go ahead and do something like this too, right? So we'll go ahead and note that we have some resistance levels right over here. Looking pretty fire. All right, team. So let's go ahead and move on to the next chart. Okay, so this is also the bi-hourly time frame, but looking at this in a different perspective. We may be seeing a pullback. Now, it's entirely okay because in the pennant, as far as the bull pennant, we're talking about a potential breakout over here, right? Which would be tomorrow later on in the day. Actually, that would be after hours. So it actually may be during the following day too. But yeah, if we do get a pullback here, it would be in respects to the resistance range of this pennant, right? We're close to realizing it, but I mean, we just have to, it's just we have to also respect the fact that we can, complete around 75% to the apex before a breakout, right? So while this is showing very bullish and we have the opportunity to break out here, sure, that's fine, but we have to protect ourselves too, right? So in this case, I do feel that closing beneath, let me get rid of the moving averages, right? Closing beneath the mid band here of the regression channel could indicate that price action may resist right at about 32.41 before coming back down, testing 29.42, if that, right? We still have a very critical support at 30.49 before making its way up. But another possibility is that now we have two consecutive bi-hourly candles closing green above the mid band, and this could be the shot to where price action does go to the upside and resists somewhere around that 34-cent zone, so that we can come back here and test the 32.44 before continuing on to the upside and testing, guess what target? That's right, 35.47. We're speaking of 35.47 a lot. Right down here, 35.47 in a discretionary manner. We have 35.78 from the psychological price objective. And this is the resistance level that we were just talking about from when we started the video, 35.75. Right? So that's looking pretty nice. Okay? Another thing that we want to point out here is that a statistical setup may be in place soon. We spoke about this the last time too. Moving averages are starting to converge. They're starting to convert into bullish here. And we are arguably, we are touching down at critical contraction, which mathematically speaking, we could set an expansion phase paired with an upside that can give us some upside targets, of which we're already prepared to go over upon the firing of the signal. We are not there yet. We need the moving average and the volatility component to both be pivoted towards the upside. All right, so as soon as we get there, we will go over these, but it's looking mighty, mighty powerful. Okay, another great thing is that the 8-hour time frame Bollinger Bands, or AKA my reversion variant, has closed another 8-hour iteration upside of the mean, which is at the current moment, it's 30.10. Price action sitting at 31.97. And the let's see if we can actually adjust this to maybe 2 standard deviations from the mean instead of 3. And see what target that gives us at the resistance. So that gives us a topside target of about 36.51. And that 36.51 target is absolutely talked about as well. Here we go. This is it right here, 35.47 to 36.52. Our discretion is meeting pretty nicely here. And of course, we have 35.75 to 38.26. That would be a 35.61. Sorry, let's go ahead and go back to that target and see what that was again. Let's see. 36.48, sorry. So 36.48 would be the focus here. It's a little too close. Oh, well, I mean 36.52. Sorry about that. Where is it? There we go. 30. Yeah, this would be our total range. So let's go ahead and mark it off. 36.48. Oh my goodness. I think that'll have to do right there. Okay. There we go. So this is the focus within a total range of 35.75. Or actually, you know what? We could bring this down to 35.45. That's close enough. 35.45 to 38.26 with a focus of 36.47. Right, so this is the resistance that I'm looking for coming up for ASRE, and it's not looking bad, and it's not looking like it can't do it. Right, in fact, it's looking very bullish. So, yeah, there is some choppiness happening around the RSI, but we already kind of know that that's what's going to happen, right? We have an upside pivot on the immediate short-term time frame, but we're facing a resistance leading into the bi-hourly and into the 4-hour. Which is, by the way, what we already talked about, right? We're going to make an upside move here to around 35, maybe 32, 32.60 before pulling back down into the area of around 3107. We have several targets that we can look at for that bottom side. But yeah, like I said, we are already kind of noticing that we have some resistance coming up. And then looking at the 12-hour time frame, and maybe even the 8-hour. Let's see. Yeah, no. 12-hour time frame. This would be the drop, right? Right over here to the SMA 14, where we can see support from the SMA 14 and the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile. This is bull weakness, bull strength, bear weakness, and bear strength, right? So yeah, that's looking pretty powerful. Same situation here with a daily time frame before an upside continuation. We will observe 3-day and 5-day after we get the 12-hour and daily reads completed. Okay, so yeah, if we're looking for a downside here, I mean, like I said, team, there could be a drop to around 30.52 to about 30. Let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and draw it in like this. Let's just say that this was around 30.34 to the bottom side of the linear regression channel, which could be 29.42, right? Just in case, right? There is a possibility where we can come down this far and then we would continue on to the upside. But you can clearly see that we're already kind of in a chop zone, right? And as soon as we validate and confirm out of this, then we would move on to bigger and better targets. Okay, team. So now you know the risks, you know the upsides and downsides. Get in touch with me if you have any questions or concerns. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Never, 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 never. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good rest of your night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team. Yeah.